Welcome, welcome to this. Oh, gotta get my head in here. The Edible Spirit full moon live stream. Full moon because the moon is exact. The full moon is exact. Wednesday morning, 9:45 a.m. on the West Coast, 12:45 in the afternoon on the East Coast, and all the math that carries forth from there. Remembering that the reason we do this is to synchronize our spectacles, testicles, wallets, watches, pussies with the larger cycles of time as seen in the celestial bodies of the sun and moon. So we always try to gather together to do quarterly seasonal rituals and also these bi-monthly new moon and full moon live streams. The idea is that when we take time back, we take power back. When we commit to something as dégradé as the Gregorian calendar, we're always just a little bit left of center, right? Because we try to put time into a man-made box. But when we measure time by cycles that move with much regularity, right, sun and moon, we actually end up synchronizing our inner clocks to not just the daily clocks, but the larger clocks that move the cycles, right? Everything moves in cycles. So we gather here every couple of weeks to check in, to do an astro check-in about the moment that's going on, channeled and intuitive. We gather to do tarot readings for all of the elements. If you don't follow, if you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, please do that because we're still offering these Elements of Spirit readings every week for free for you. We are also, and those are all through the elements. So you watch the ether reading first and then earth, air, water, and fire. And you basically get 2 readings for free with affirmations that you can use throughout the week to kind of pull on the stuff that was coming up in those readings. But then today we use a similar format to do tarot readings for how to kind of like get the most out of this lunar cycle, right? And when we say we're taking back time, right, it's also a means of chunking our lives out into these 2-week periods, the longer periods of a month, the longer periods of 3 months that are a season, and really working with those natural forces to live our lives, to do what we want to do, get what we want to get, be who we want to be, love who we want to love, and on and on and on and on, you see. So synchronization with larger scales of time encourages synchronization of smaller scales of time, and things just get like yummier and better. So we're going to give you a little bit of an astro update today, and then we're going to effectively give you those tarot readings through the elements, and then we'll finish off with a little suggestion for ritual, which will hopefully be something that you take and run with, okay? So first things first, we've got our sage, we've got our lovely rosy incense. Do we have the cards? Yes, we have the cards close by. What are we even talking about? Most importantly, we forgot our lip gloss. You even live stream? Bro? It's very holographic. Thoughts, feelings, questions, comments? Let's see. Full moon. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. So basically, this is the full moon in Taurus. Because the sun moved into Scorpio as of today, the 23rd. So y'all better watch out. You better watch out because it's Scorpio season. There's a Scorpio in here somewhere, born under the sun sign of Scorpio. And basically, when the moon is new, it means that the sun and the moon are lined up on the same side of the sky. When the moon is full, it means that the sun and the moon are on opposite sides of the sky. So Taurus is the sign that's opposite of Scorpio. And where, Scorpio is deep and dark and mysterious and, you might disappear. Taurus is like strong and solid and present, and you might like manifest fully and appear, right? So there's a practicality to this full moon, something that makes it kind of about manifestation too, even though I feel like that can be a 4-letter word. I prefer creation to manifestation. Okay, wait, I'm just pulling up the moon chart for you because there's something important which I don't want to muck up. Okay, yes, so effectively the sun is conjunct Venus, which is retrograde in Scorpio, and the moon is conjunct Uranus, which is on the opposite side of the sky in Taurus. Okay, let's see how this moves. So this is by way of an astro check-in. We're not a hardcore astrologer, so all of this kind of comes intuitively, and we channel it, and we see what needs to happen. So let's see. Great. So the guides want me to talk about my guides, your guides, whomever's guides. They only come in love and light because we are gloriously and deliciously protected by love and light. So no baddies coming into this zone. We're going to talk about Venus retrograde first. Venus retrograde setting the tone for the fall, whereas Mars retrograde set the tone for the summer. If you've been working with Venus retrograde, you might notice exes coming back into your life. You might notice things coming at you that you didn't realize that you wanted, or things flying out of your mouth that you didn't know you were feeling. It's been yielding for me a lot of like big inner releases when we come up against outer confrontations or conflicts. So it's almost like those outer conflicts are Mars energy and the inner manifestations are Venus energy. And it's like we collide with these things in the outside world, and all of a sudden the insides are just like bubbling out and melting all over the place. But the main characteristic of the Venus retrograde, or one of them, the way we've been talking about it, is that whatever you're vibrating is going to come towards you more strongly than ever. So it's really important to keep your vibe as high and positive and affirmative as possible in order to mysteriously manifest all of that which you're working on and you're working with or desiring. So keeping the vibe high, because you're going to get what you emit, right, brought back to you. The other part of it is to acknowledge that when you are confronted by unpleasant or difficult outer circumstances or conflicts, that you cannot underestimate the importance of the inner work that's being done at this time. And this is something that we usually feel kind of bad about, because we're like, inner work, it really makes a difference. If you do it on the inside, it happens on the outside. And everybody's like, that's not true. How am I going to make my rent? We're like, well, get sorted on the inside and we'll all get sorted on the outside, right? It's technically always true, but right now it's just like a little more true. So if you're coming up against challenges and problems and you don't know what to do, go in. Don't keep fighting it out. There's an important reminder here, which is that your inner life is potentially the only thing you have control over ever, right? Because one would say your body you have control over, but that seems to be fair game these days, right? But your inner life you can control. And especially if you're trying to make big changes out in the world, if you're showing up, if you're heading out, if you're making change, if you're a change maker, then it's really important that you're coming from a sort of Venusianly aligned inner place. Short version of that, English translation, peace is always a breath away. If you connect to your breath, you're exponentially closer to peace. If you remember that your nature is peace, that everything else is actually not you, the part of you that's peaceful, joyful, loving, compassionate, understanding, aka human, peaceful, loving, compassionate, understanding. I mean, maybe those are divine qualities, but they're possible human qualities. So the idea is that if you remember that that's always there, it's going to make it easier and easier to get back to one. I wish I could rewind my day and play what I just said to you on a loop throughout the whole day. But good news is I knew I was coming here, so I could take whatever crap has been going on in my existence, whatever stuff has been coming out of me, and just set it aside for this time being to check into this moment. So now I've effectively gotten that wisdom, which I am sharing with you as a student of this wisdom just as much as I am, you are, we are. We'll see. Okay. Now, That's on one side of the sky. So Venus retrograde and the sun being on the same side of the sky is really intense because the sun is freshly into Scorpio territory and conjuncting Venus, right? It just means that those two things are going to dance with each other and play really loud and kind of scream through each other. So effectively, it means that your power, your truth, your source, right, your essence is actually going to be discovered by going deeper within, not by looking more so without. So sun being your soul, yourself, your source of power, conjunct this Venus retrograde says, like, go in. It will be worth it. When you hit rock bottom, guess what? There you are, right? And now you can begin your journey up from the depths, okay? Or stay in the depths if you like the depths. Opposite the sky is the moon conjunct Uranus. Uranus in Taurus means like some shit's about to drop, right? Some crazy shit is about to drop. Something big is going to go down. It's connected to the tower in the tarot, or the tower in the tarot, if you prefer. It's connected to the tower in the tarot. And it's the idea of Uranus as being, you know, a lightning bolt, a thunderbolt, well, more so a lightning bolt, a shock, right? A jar to the system. Not necessarily like death and rebirth, which is more Plutonian, but destabilization and then greater stabilization after that, okay? So when that's connected to the moon, it means when you go into the sun territory, when you go in to find your power in your Venusian inner self, when you go in to prioritize that inner work, you might turn up some really big, crazy insights, right? And let's just see, am I forgetting anything else? That Uranus conjunct the moon, so as part of the full moon, we're actually being compelled to go in and find new stuff, find destabilizing things, find big changes in our emotional selves that we can now implement in the world around us. So again, the main takeaway from this is if you go in and you find out crazy shit, chances are it's going to be really useful. And even if it seems scary at first, it's going to make it easier to change everything that's going on around you in a way that's beneficial to you, right? And hopefully everybody else. More gloss. Not enough. It's holographic. Can you see it? Okay. Going deep to find revolutionary insight. Revolutionary insight, which basically means like big, hard change. Or the stuff that of which big hard changes are made. Okay. Find revolutionary insight, going deep. What else? That stuff happening in Taurus. Yeah, so in a way, it's like when you back up then and look at the larger collective, it's like we are all going to be gaining power from seeking power inside, whether we want to or not. So if you've been struggling with this Venus retrograde, it means you may be too outwardly focused. Go in, right? Find your peace, find your balance, find your center, because that's where your power lies. And the sense is that when the full moon happens, and even for a little bit after the full moon, there's going to be a big kind of gong, crazy, big lightning bolt situation, either coming from within, if you're not looking close enough, or if you have been looking closely enough, our feeling is that something's going to come from without. Okay, so again, this is always true that the insides match the outsides, that there's an exquisite balance, especially as we get through Libra season. But we just feel like there's something extra specially weird and wonderful about this moment, in that the inner work is going to really yield outer fruit. If you've been struggling with the outsides, go inside and try. If you've been doing well on the outside, it probably means you've been doing and prioritizing your inner work, inner healing, inner unpacking, looking at things that you don't really want to look at, thinking about relationships or choices that you've made or been in the past, you know, rethinking that stuff. One of my best buddies once said to me, like, when I was home and I was stressing out and I was trying to like get to the bottom of my life doing all this inner work, he was like, bro, you're home. Don't go doing brain surgery while you're in the fun house. This is why people are afraid of inner work, right? I mean, there's many reasons, but you got to kind of open yourself up and go in, right? And then work with it, clear it out, hug it, love it, and then back out, stitch yourself up, you know, cauterize everything, and then move on. So it's a whole process. It's not easy, but Scorpio is the territory of deep inner work. Scorpions are the children of deep inner work. So deep inner work. So that's what this Venus thing is for. It's got this energy of trying to get to the bottom of what we've got so that we can find Uranian revolutionary insights within ourselves that maybe we've been missing. When we back up and we talk about this larger collective struggle, think about how we as one shared human body are really getting an echo back based on what we're emitting. Whatever we're emitting is coming back towards us. I said to someone casually yesterday, and it didn't sound casual to them, was like, all of these are echoes of our own filth. You know, I love human beings. I love the human race, but like, we're kind of like getting all the consequences back of like, you know, what's it called? The Walmart slogan, right? Like low cost, high value, or whatever it is, you know, we're getting echoes of ourselves back. And the theory is that while that loop is happening, thanks to Venus retrograde, trying to help us get to the bottom of ourselves as beings, as humans, right? The moon and Uranus are going to conspire to drop some lightning and make some shit go down. So it will probably look like some stuff happening outside of ourselves that is simultaneously popping off and waking up and breaking through inside of ourselves. So just be ready, right? And that doesn't sound daunting or anything, right? Just be ready. Just be ready. But how do you be ready right now? That's why we're here, Channeled Astro Update. You be ready right now by prioritizing the inner work, by actually looking into your past, looking at your exes, looking at relationships you're in right now, comparing them to your exes, examining your worth and your feelings of worth. How does your work make you feel? How do your relationships make you feel? How does your life make you feel, right? How does yourself make you feel? What are you radiating? What are you emitting, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. What's coming at you? And what is your responsibility in whatever's coming at you? See, all of this stuff can sound vague if you don't like inner work, but she's a Scorpio and she loves inner work, and this is what we do. And remember, magic is what happens when invisible inner forces and energetic forces conspire to create outer change. So, you know, Venus and Scorpio could be a problem for some, but for us, it's just a great opportunity to practice some delicious inner magic. Okay. I think that's it. That's it. We'll see. Now we're going to move on to some tarot readings. No, some tarot readings for the elements. And as we said, Elements of Spirit is happening every Wednesday. I completely forgot to record the readings today. I usually record them on Tuesday, but I'm going to do that after this. And just heads up also, so you know, I'll be at Dragon in the Rose tomorrow on the day of the full moon teaching aura reading workshop at night, 7:30 to 10. And then I'll be there during the day doing aura picks from 12 to 3 and from 4 to 7 all day, okay? So now, here come your tarot readings for the full moon. What is the best way for all of us, you know, to work with this full moon, to align in perfect harmony with the energy of the moment, and to kind of, you know, channel whatever's going on in the stars? Let's see. This will be for the Ethan. Interesting. Okay, so it's the Six of Wands reversed. And this says that there is, it's actually a very beautiful card. There's a lot of harmony and balance and, you know, gorgeousness and deliciousness inside of it. Harmony, balance, gorgeousness, deliciousness, flames, because it's wands, hugging, gathering. The card itself is called Trust. Here it's reversed. Oh, there's a puppy. Oh, and flowers. And yet this sense of things kind of falling, you know. So when it's reversed here, it says like trust, but also watch your back. Watch your back. Watch your back this week, okay? Everybody be careful. Look, this is dicey, and you guys know that I am, if there were a card that I could carry to be a proud card-carrying member of the trans community, I would. But that card doesn't exist yet. But what I actually want to say here is that I feel terrible about all of the craziness of the desire to make trans people not people, right? It's too bad. We're here. It's real. It's happening. We'll see what happens. We're going to fight if we have to. But what I hope you can wrap your head around as well is that the only time people try to make other people out to not be people, right? To diminish someone's personhood is when they know they're not human. Is when they've crossed a point of humanity that's hard to get back from, because it's really just poverty consciousness, right? That if we gotta go taking other people's personhood away from them, it means we've already lost our own, and that it's been lost for a long time. So remember that when you're pointing a finger at someone saying, this is what you're doing, right? There's usually a reflection there somewhere, right? There's usually a reflection there somewhere, pretty much always, okay? So point being here, watch yourself, because your personhood, if you feel your personhood is under attack, it's because someone who feels their personhood is under attack is coming for you. Good news is we don't have to fight with bricks and knives and racism and hatred. We can fight with communication, understanding, activism, not patience. Patience is not key right now. We can actually fight with our humanity and with our being, right? We can be more human right now. And the way to be more human right now is compassion, empathy, and to remember that, oh, P.S., this doesn't make the threats to your personhood any less appalling or unacceptable. I'm just guessing that whomever's attacking your personhood is not really going to be thinking about, you know, the mirror that's reflecting in between them. So you might be able to get a little bit more of your own inner peace if you remember that you are a person, you are human, you are being an expression. You're person, you're human, you're being an expression. And if you become triggered to the point where you forget that other people's personhood is threatened, or that if you just forget, right? If you forget, find your peace in your being right away and then keep moving, okay? Now, sorry, that was a little rant. Yes, fight with compassion, fight with unconditional love, fight with all of this, okay? Now that's what brings us back to this card. It says trust, 6 of Wands. It says things are going well. Things are going better than you think. Things are coming together. Things are precipitating, falling from the sky. Hugs, love, sweetness, reunion, right? And yet, don't fucking look like it. Doesn't fucking feel like it either, right? So it's like, trust, but not too much, right? Trust that the revolution is already happening, right? But still watch your back. Still lock your fucking doors, for real. And I'm from Martha's Vineyard, right? I went to high school in Martha's Vineyard. We didn't lock anything, but it's important. It's important. It's important, okay? Because everybody's scared. I'm not scared. I'm trying to trust, okay? Now, next, thank you for bearing with me. I decided that I've been rushing through these streams, and I live for this. I love being here with you, so I'm not rushing today. Stop watching and fast forward if you're bored, because I'm having a great time. Okay. That's the ether. 6 of Wands reversed. Now we're going to go into the air element, the element of air, which includes the sun signs of Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Best way for y'all to work with this lunation. Okay. It's the Hanged Man reverse, which says you're going to want to be trying to, you know what I'm getting from these two, and we'll see if it plays out. It's almost like we need to practice the lessons that we've learned in Libra seasons. Trust, but not too much. Hanged Man reverse says give in, but not completely. Sup, Gemini, Gemini. You're here for the air signs, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So give in, right? Surrender, but go with the flow. There was an Elements of Spirit read a couple weeks ago that was like, I make my own waves, I ride with the changing tides, and it's got that element to it. It's like, don't resist, don't struggle against what's happening, give in to it, and then fight. Does that make sense? It's like, accept first and then resist. Because if you resist, you might be swimming against the current. And it's almost like if you relax a little bit, you can get a read of where the current is going and then swim with it or kind of cut off to the side of it. But the whole point here is that you want to work with this balance between total surrender and maintaining awareness, right? Keeping your wits about you, okay? This is what's going on, but this too shall pass. I might have to do some shit to make it pass, but it's going on and it shall pass. Again, another great way of checking in with the peace that's already within you before you go trying to blow shit up without you, okay? We'll see if we come back to that, but now we're going to move to the fire babies. Fire, which includes Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Best way for you to work with this lunation. Well, again, there's balance in it. It's this beautiful card called, it's the Two of Crystals. It's called Equanimity. And what you want to make sure you do here is take a good look at my face, right? You want to look at yourself. You really want to look at yourself and use this full moon as an opportunity to gaze deeply into your own eyes. Maybe even do a gazing meditation where you gaze deeply into your own eyes for a time. Have a really good friend who did that not too long ago and was like, brah, dude. So the idea is that you look at yourself and you gaze into one eye. I can't remember which one it is. I think maybe the left eye. No, right eye? Right eye. Pick an eye, any eye. Gaze into that eye for as long as you can. Set a timer and just look at that eye and breathe. And before long, your face will start to shudder, shudder through lenses. And the idea is that you're calling up into awareness selves that you were or that you are still vibrating with in order to clear them and kind of get at your true self, true self, true self, true self. When I talk about this with you, I really just open up and see the Sun and Venus retrograde on the one side of the sky and the moon and Uranus on the other side of the sky. And it's sort of saying, you know, with your back to the sun, look deeply into yourself, right? From the depths of the Scorpio sun, with that, all that power within you, look deeply into who you are. Do you see again how that would be cheesy? Look deeply into who you are, right? But no, it's Venus fucking retrograde. It's important that you do this work right now. Look deeply into who you are. Because the theory is you're working with a lot of fucking people that you're not inside of you right now. You are not 17 different people. Yes, you're very complex and fascinating and amazing, fire babies. But, you know, you're also just you. Where there's just one being behind all of these eyes, right? So the idea is that you can use this lunation, this full moon, the peaking of this energy, of the Taurian energy, to really see what's dropped out from inside of you, or to look at the evidence of the life that's around you for who you know yourself to be inside. It's almost like you see the life you've created, you see the life that you're living, and you look deeper into that and go, wow, that really, you know, getting this job really made my 8-year-old self so happy. Or like having this relationship really healed me from, you know, my fucked up beliefs about love after my parents divorced. You see, so it's connecting the dots to all of these inner things, because when we're able to bring them into awareness with a little bit more maturity or stability or security, we can then actually clear them from awareness, and we end up streamlining our energy and just shit gets great. So equanimity, Two of Crystals. Thank you for bearing with me with that one. That was fun. Okay, more lip gloss. And then we're going to go to the water signs. of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You guys can't make this shit up. I mean, plenty of people do make shit up, but I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I'm a year of the dog, I think. Check it out. Water signs. Another reversal, another major arcana. It's justice, right? It's called balance in this deck. Balance, but just notice the kind of similarities between these cards. You see, this one's reversed. You see the mirrors, how this one's not as mirrored. See how this one is mirrored. So that's why this is saying, like, look at yourself, because it's a 2. Look in the mirror until you see this clearly as opposed to like this unclearly. That's this clearly as opposed to like this unclearly. Okay, but for the water babies, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Interesting. So this is, oh no. Interesting. So sorry, the Instagram went dark for a sec. So this is interesting because Michael's mind would rather give you a different read for this card, but the information that's actually coming through about it says you want to be aware of the ideal balance, but you want to be accepting of some general imbalances, okay? I really fucking needed to hear this today because all I wanted was to be snatched and in balance, and it did not happen that way, okay? So what it says is to maintain your balance, but also recognize that the sign of Scorpio, where the sun has just entered, is one of the signs of extremes. It's usually extreme depths, right? How deep can we go? Let's go deeper. How dark can it get? Let's get darker. How spooky can you be? Spookier! Right? So this says, keep an eye on the balance so that you can surf some bigger waves. Keep your eye on the balance so that we can, Scorpio here, draw on the power that's coming from the depths of Scorpio, and whatever destabilization or shakeup occurs thanks to the Uranus conjunct Moon, right, in Taurus, whatever explosions that brings, whatever shakeups that brings, the theory is that we're actually not supposed to just maintain balance. We're supposed to be aware of the deeper balance, the deeper current of balance, but actually allow ourselves to ride with the extremes of things. Woke up this morning at 4:44 a.m. in order to do, and if you know me, you know that's a big deal, in order to prepare some stuff for our own full moon ritual, which we're doing tomorrow morning, and to prepare a little bit for this. And all I wanted to do was go to sleep, and I got so irritated that I couldn't go back to sleep. And then I was like, all right, fuck it, riding the wave of extremes. So this is good to know because I know I'm tired. I know I didn't necessarily respond to my balance, but I got a busy couple days the next few days, so I'm just going to keep riding with those waves. So this is sort of saying, take that same approach for the next couple weeks, starting tomorrow for the next couple weeks, right? Where you effectively look at whatever's approaching and whatever goes down. Remember that there's balance underneath there. Keep an eye on that balance, but don't be afraid to ride some big waves. That's the read. Can't complicate it more than that, okay? Finally, oh, fun. I love this. Finally, we come to earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Wow. I mean, look, again with the fucking symmetry. In the middle of the card, it's reversed again. It's a major arcana card again. It's the Empress, reversed. This just says, like, don't fire on all cylinders, but, enjoy the parts of you that are being productive, but maybe don't expect too much from yourself. Oh, it's funny. Because this is, I guess it's a personal joke between us and the spirits. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard, but you hear someone tell you a joke in the ear, but nobody said anything in the ear because it's spirit, right? Okay, so the thing about it is to know, you guys, that the full moon is happening in Taurus. So it's going to be destabilizing for you. It's going to be emotionally destabilizing. It's going to shake your bedrock. It's going to shake your bedrock. Oh no, don't go dark on my Tauruses. It's going to shake your bedrock to the core, right? It's literally like, Paula, who's a Virgo, she says, I feel like a hamster in these days. And you know, this kind of conjunction, you can feel it because Uranus moves sort of slowly. So it would be very normal that you would feel kind of krapow moment like this approaching, and just feeling kind of the intensity building. And then also just feeling so much unpacking because Venus is retrograde in Scorpio, which is the sign opposite Taurus, right? So Venus retrograde is going to almost feel, and maybe you can back me up on this, Paula, or any other earth signs that are listening, since Venus went retrograde, it's about a month ago. It's almost like you take a speed elevator to the ground floor of your being. It's like you're brought to rock bottom again and again and again and again and again. And yet, like, you're cool because you're changing and growing, but it just sort of feels like you're always having to start up from zero. Like you're always having to go from 0 to 60, right? The kind of thing that would make a hybrid engine kick into gas, right, out of electric. It's like, this need to kind of constantly accelerate. Perfect, yes. Wild Empress says it's been harsh and productive. It's a great example because you're doing a lot of traveling. You just got to go all the way to the bottom and crawl all the way back to the top every time it happens. So the idea here is just to say, beautiful, beautiful Earth babies, whatever's in play, let it remain in play. And then for the next couple of weeks, which will put us closer to the end of Venus retrograde, right? For the next couple of weeks, just don't push it so hard. Don't demand too much of yourself. You're already giving plenty. I guess there's also something in here which just says practical human self-care. Human self-care, meaning rest, exercise, nourishing, nutritive foods, right? Stability of schedule, circadian rhythms want to be in alignment. I would actually say that kind of stuff to get you grounded and solid is more important than you being productive right now, and certainly more important than like you being, what's it called? Self-care is more important than productive, than pushing yourself too much, okay? So try to get, use this lunation to get to the bottom almost of your physical being, right? So that the stuff that's in play that was initiated by your mind, you know, by your spirit, the stuff that you're working with, you can keep working with it and use your energy to physically heal, physically center, physically get grounded, so that so that you can stay in balance that way, so that you can keep getting the things done that you're doing. The implication would be that if you try to do more than what you're already doing, or if you try too aggressively to do so, it's just going to make it all not go well, you know? So be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Yes, great. Okay, so those are the readings through the elements of earth, air, water, fire, and ether. Trust, but not too much. Give in, but maintain a lovely balance of, you know, keeping your wits about you. Look deeply into yourself until you get to the bottom of that self. And make sure you prioritize that work. And then we have know that the balance is there, but you might not be able to fully express that or experience that. You might have to go with some extremes. And also allow yourself to be creative and to be expressive and to be productive, but don't push too hard, okay? So final thing for this, it's going to be a lovely, easy ritual for you today. Sacred space, we've talked about it before. There's actually a really good ritual outline, which was for the summer solstice ritual this year, which in 2018, which is up on the website, ediblespirit.com/eatyourspirit. I think that's where it's at, but ediblespirit.com, and you click on the blog and you should be able to navigate and find it. But the ritual that we're going to suggest for you today is actually gazing ritual, where you create sacred space. And you can create sacred space by having representations of all the elements, earth, air, water, fire, lighting some sage for the air, having a little dish of water or some wine to represent water, having a candle for the fire, having some crystals or a sprinkling of salt or dirt or a plant for the earth, calling upon all of those energies to stabilize you here on the earth plane, calling on Mother Earth to get you nice and grounded, opening up to the sky and all of the light beings and star beings that are with us, that are interested in helping us, assisting us, illuminating us, calling on all your guides, calling on all your ancestors, calling on all the powers that can help you create sacred space. Oh, and my guides are saying, and just most importantly, visualizing a protective shell around your sacred space and enforcing in an authoritative and empowered way that this is your space. This is your sacred space, and anything which is not of the highest vibrations of love and light that is in this space must leave now and go elsewhere. Bye, bye. Flushing all of that energy out of yourself, of the space, of whatever. And then you state your declaration, which is to honor the full moon in Taurus through a gazing meditation ritual, right? And the intention would be to go deep to the root of my power in order to find revolutionary insights that make big, hard changes easier. That's pretty cool. Go deep. I gotta write that down. Sorry. That's channel, people. Go deep to the root of my power, seeking revolutionary insights that help with big, hard changes. And the theory is that I would suggest you do this, get into your beautiful sacred space, and have a mirror handy. Mirror, not your phone. If you don't have a mirror and you only have a phone, I suppose you could use your phone, but we want a lovely, nice mirror. And you're going to look into your right eye, is what I'm getting. Look into the right eye, set a timer, and go face chasing and see yourself. I learned this meditation a long time ago from one of the Coelho books, not Papa Coelho, Castaneda maybe? I can't remember, but it's a gazing meditation. And the idea is you're connecting to yourself through your soul, through this eye, literally just by looking there, setting the timer, and working with spirit to get to the root of yourself by chasing your true self. And in order to chase your true self, you may have to move through all of the selves that are not your true self. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe someday, you'll even move through the selves that you think of as yourself. Right? That would be exciting, wouldn't it? Oh, the relief at not having to be oneself, as one knows oneself. So you stare at your right eye for however long you set your timer. I'm suggesting 10 minutes. It's better to log a little bit of time with this. And that's all you do is you look at that eye and you breathe. You breathe deeply. And if you can, it helps to regulate your breath to an in count of 4 and an out count of 4. Because that helps to stabilize no matter what's going on. That can help you to stay really nice and centered, really nice and stable. And then your faces are going to try to distract you. But the whole trick here is to just look at the eye. Look at the eye. And then when your timer goes off, you close your eyes, you come back to self. You can wiggle fingers and toes, come back to your waking, normal kind of self and life. And then you offer big thanks to all of your guides and guardians, all your ancestors, all the elements that you called upon, Mother Earth, Father Sky, all the beings that helped in this working of yours. And you take a deep breath in and you blow it out. Okay. I'll write up a little write-up for that ritual and put it on the website and on YouTube and on Insta and whatnot. But in the meantime, I just want to explain that the reason why it's important and the reason why that meditation is useful is because even if it doesn't turn up anything profoundly insightful, it will help to clear big stuff sometimes that you don't even know you're holding on to that is not insightful, that doesn't contain any useful information, that doesn't really have anything useful in it. So we hope you enjoy this ritual. We hope you enjoyed this stream. Let's see. I'm just remembering I have a card to pull for James. all this is saying, James, is to not go seeking wisdom from outside sources that seem like they know more than you do. Really to trust your instinct, to trust your gut, and to trust that you already contain the wisdom inside you that you seek, and that you're not looking for information that tells you something you don't know. You're looking for information that tells you something you do know. And that's the only outside sources that you want to go to, are the ones that are confirming suspicions, confirming theories, or helping you clarify theories that are maybe unclear or murky for you, okay? So get nice and deep into that. Yeah, that's it. So we'll be doing the aura readings all day tomorrow. Oh snap, are you still here? I love you. Oh, you're the best. We'll be in Orange County all day tomorrow doing aura picks during the day from 12 to 3 and 4 to 7, and then teaching aura reading from 7:30 to 10 at night. One more reminder: your sanity, your strength, your balance, your compassion, your understanding, your wokeness, as the children are saying, is your best weapon. Your mental health is arsenal, artillery, ammunition, right? If you don't have your well-being, it's not that you don't have anything, but it makes it a lot harder to fight with love and stay balanced. There are resources. I don't have numbers and stuff that you can call right now, but I'm here. I'm offering this to you as a place to connect. And we are intending to continue offering you ways to connect by offering some subscription options coming up in December, so that you can get access to channeled stuff, live chats. We're going to try a call-in show format, I think, a bunch of other stuff to just give us more regular ways of connecting during the week, during the month, during the year. Oh, and big ritual stuff for all the equinoxes and solstices. So you'll be hearing more about that in the future. But my point is that we are the community that can connect in order to help each other to, not to stabilize each other, but to help each other stabilize ourselves. And this is connected to that Six of Wands card, which is trust. Even though it seems like nothing's going right, I think the baby dick dinosaurs are freaking out because things are going very well for human beings, which means things are not going very well for power mongers and haters and baby dick dinosaurs. So but it's very easy to forget that when all the media is showing us is crap, 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 torture, 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 torture. And while rights and freedoms and all sorts of stuff are being dramatically minimized, attacked, violated, all of that is fucking true. And yet here we are. Here we are. We have the ability to connect right here, right now, and to remember that all of this is also true, right? And I don't mean the shit that I'm saying. I mean this. I mean this. This is true. This is what people who try to control people can't do. They can't look you in the eyes and say, I love you, I see you, I understand you. I don't fucking get it, but I'm going to work on it. I don't get you, but I'm going to work on it. We have the power to say that. The darkness usually doesn't know it's in the darkness. You need some light to know you're in the dark. So can you bring the light? Can you bring the light? Can you bring the light? I hope you can bring the light. That's why we're here. To bring the light, to share the light, to talk about the light, to glam the light up, to pare the light down, to share the light. To share the light, to share the light. So I'm giving great thanks to all of the guidance and guardianship that came through this space today. Angels, archangels, saints, orishas, masters, guides, ancestors, ancient ones, elementals, nature, spirit, brothers, sisters, ladies, and gentle thems. I love you. I see you. I'm here for you. And so are all of the spirit peeps. Okay? Love you. See you next time. Ciao, 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 ciao.